What do you guys think, by the way? Do we see any new joiners in the top 10?
Nobu, at least.
Let me pull up my predictions that I made.
Oh yeah, true. They
That I made.
they might match.
Well, Honnoji was kind of popping off for a while, so I guess she's the only person I can see
Ooh,
taking a spot.
Honnoji, interesting. So Honnoji for top 10 as the only new joiner. What about you, IC? What are your thoughts? IC, are you still there?
Oh, didn't you hear me? I said Nobu.
Oh, Nobu. Oh, okay, yeah. So the
I
other
thought you said
burn
RC,
unit.
not IC. That's okay.
RG and IC. Okay, yeah, close enough. Rain is also typing. So, oh, okay, he's saying Nobu and Water Alice. So everybody. I mean, as as I mentioned before, this is not like this is the data is before King Arthur was released. So King Arthur will most definitely not show up in the rankings yet, and also didn't influence these rankings yet, which is something to note. Hey Lance, thanks for joining us. But yeah, I mean, Bright Lancelot, for example, speaking of Lance, is already possibly in these rankings, but maybe it's too soon for her to get into the top 10. Or do you think she won't get into the top 10 at all?
I reject her.
Why is that?
I'm like, come on. It's a freaking paywall.
I don't see. I mean, honestly, I think it's a bit of an exaggerated response. I mean, yes, it was the first time that a probability or something was tied to awakenings, but I mean, all of your tanks need kind of to be fully awakened in like to be really sturdy and take a lot of attacks. So I don't see
No,
that.
that's true. I just didn't like her skill set.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, I mean, her skill set is. I mean, I'm a bit worried about poison rising and then the kind of battle trance becoming useless. But for now, I think yeah, it will be okay, and I think she will be like useful for an extended period of time, even with the kind of power creep that we saw lately. So yeah, that's a reason for that. But yeah, let's see. I'm just gonna quickly organize my desktop here so I have all information available when we start.
I don't know. I'm just being mean. I want to be. I want to be tan.
Who do you want to beat? Oh, Than. Thanatos, yeah.
Tan, yes.
Let's see. Let's see. I mean, it is a tight race at the very top. Though we have some better slowly catching up. And yeah, Rain, Poison being weak for so long, they deserve a rise. They desire a rise. Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I'm not sure if King Arthur is doing enough for that yet. Maybe in combination with another Poison unit. I mean, maybe we'll see another new unit this week, which most likely Lance would inform us of as soon as that is something that is available.
Maybe it's a poison Gawain.
Poison Gawain? Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, why not? I mean the thing is, King Arthur was already out, so like Gawain played a role in the Bright Lancelot story, right? I mean, I didn't read the event unfortunately, so I can't
I
tell.
didn't read it. I didn't read it either. But when you sped through, you saw Gawain in
Yeah,
there. So
right. Oh yeah, new Poison Guard would be good. I mean, yeah, Poison. I'm not sure what it actually needs. Maybe we will see it when it's there. I feel like King Arthur alone is definitely not enough to put it back on the map. I mean, by herself, okay, but like she's not really, I think, improving the other dark poison units much, though maybe with the kind of banish prioritization, Snow White or someone might be of interest, but let's see. Okay, then I think we can kick off soon. Honestly, just forgot. Oh man, then well, Novo still has a little chance. Place a bet for just. Hi, unknown nerd. Thanks for joining us. Okay.
Hello, hello.
Oh, Lance Jazz actually renamed himself. Sir Lance a lot. That's nice. Nice. So you can talk after all. Perfect. Then we
Yeah, I
are.
can talk. I just a bit busy at the moment, so I'll probably just listen in for most of
Perfect.
it.
I mean, this isn't something that should keep you from work or anything, but I think should be a pretty chill round. Let's see if there's any big surprises. There is a big surprise coming up at number 28. I can already tell that, and I'm already gonna prepare the reveal for that actually. Oh, okay. Boring dropped in for a few seconds. But
Oh
yeah, okay.
wait, I saw it Kirby. I thought it was 10. I was like, okay.
No, I don't. I'm not sure if Than ever managed to join the event so far. I think he's always lurking and then checking the results later. Always too nervous to join the event. But let's see. Okay, let me prepare the reveal. I mean, we have quite a diverse opinion on which new units might join the top 10. I don't know, Lance or Unknown Nerd, if you have any prediction. I think from Archie we heard, okay, Honnoji might join the top 10. Rain said Nobu and Water Alice, and IC said Nobunaga. So quite a diverse bets in terms of who might join. And I actually can already say that we do see one new joiner in the top 10. But let's see who it is. I'm just gonna prepare the reveal for number 28, which might already give a bit of a sense of direction.
Wait. Let's see.
You ready, I see?
Yeah, I'm trying to see who. Okay, so actually, 10 is first from last time. T-shirt, Earth Body, then me. All right,
Yes.
so dang it.
Yeah, and
Got it.
all three of them actually did place bets. So the only one that
Yeah.
didn't place bet is unfortunately Novus. I'm not sure if he will be able to do that in time. Did he just?
Oh, he just placed it.
Oh, he just placed it. Okay. Storm Jeanne, Light Anya, Lancelot, Bright Astrid, and Commander Astrid. Let me just quickly put that in so I also have a view on what's good and who's leading the charge. This might change the result yet again due to the rate or the rate of return interaction based on who bets on what. Interesting. Okay, one rank just changed with the bets of Novus. Okay, one rank in the top four. I did this. Okay. I think we are ready. So I'm gonna reveal the number 28, and I think it will be quite interesting to see for some of you. It is a bit of a shocker, honestly, but on the other hand, I think there is some reasoning that could explain it. But without further ado, I'm gonna reveal the number 28, and it is. Yes, Rain is right. It is Honnoji at 28 only. Yeah, only 12% usage after over a month. That's rough. But the thing is, I think Honnoji was really good, but the problem is that only 2 weeks after her, they already released Water Alice, which was another um, step back for the kind of burn setup, and so I think Honnoji never really hit the ground running, so to speak. But still, it is kind of shocking. I mean, Archie said it himself. He expected her to even hit the top 10, and she has a strong skill set. But I think at the end of the day, especially with Water Alice release, etc., it might be too niche in the end after that Water Alice release, which made other opening platoons more viable. And otherwise, I think like Honnoji, Commander Astrid, Nobunaga, Bright Astrid, Fire Elmina front was probably really good in the first 2 weeks, as Rain is saying there in the chat as well. I don't know. Do you guys have any thoughts on that?
I don't know what to say because I really expect her to be a lot higher, even at least in the top 20, because she works really well on my team. So I was expecting her to be higher.
Honestly, she belongs into the top 20, but it's like, I don't know. I mean, let's see if she gets picked up a bit more, but it's a bit of a rough spot right now because Nobunaga is also a really good support and also helps against this kind of sleep setup of others. And yeah, Honnoji also not with the permanent stun immunity. That's also a bit of a slight disadvantage compared to Nobu. So yeah. Oh, that's also a good point from Rain there that maybe a lot of the burn players didn't just quite not have enough stones to pull for both burn units, and then most of them chose Nobu, and Nobunaga did come first, so it's also that point that would help Nobunaga to actually get picked up more often, which she did. Spoiler alert, she is above the top 28, above rank 28. But now we are moving on to the top 10. And let's see who we see there. As I said before, we will see a new joiner in the top 10. What are your picks for the number 10 spot? As always, very difficult pick, but just a reminder, maybe last time we had on the 9th position Bright Astrid, on the 10th position Bright Snow White, and on the 11th position Earth Musha. Maybe that helps you a bit.
So I'm gonna say it remained as Bright Snow.
Okay. Bright Snow White keeping stable at number 10. I mean, I think number 10 was a bit of an upward surprise last time, although she definitely deserves that spot. I see.
Yeah, it even surprised me last time
Maybe
because I did not see her that much.
Oh yeah, right. But yeah, she was picked up well. I mean, the one thing that may not be so great for Bright Snow White now is the release of King Arthur, but that happened after the data was collected. Okay,
maybe
Rain
what
is yeah. Sorry.
well Alice. Even though she said even though I said she was
Ah,
14, maybe Alice came in.
okay. I see going with Water Alice at number 10, and Rain is going with Nobu or Bright Astrid. Yeah, that's a lot of good picks. Not too far off for all of them. And I don't know, Lancelot, unknown nerd. Do you have any guesses? I mean, you can also put them in the text chat in the top SSR countdown like Rain just did. But I'm already gonna prepare the number 10 reveal anyways. Let's see who gets it. We already had the correct pick actually. So one of these guesses was correct. And all right, I think I can reveal it. The number 10 is actually Bright Snow White this time yet again.
Sweet.
So well done, Archie. Basically redeeming yourself after that Honnoji offside. Very good. Bright Snow White still keeping at number 10, actually losing a little bit of power, but really not that much, just 64,000. Very, very stable. Pretty much kept the pace as expected with the methodology. And I mean, she's not top 10 in any region yet, but she is number 11 in Japan and number 12 in Europe. So that's pretty good. The only region where she's not top 20 is the Americas. But yeah, pretty stable. Same rank, basically same true power. And at this point, 46% of the top teams using her. All right. Well, not a big surprise here, but as I mentioned, with the release of King Arthur, especially the kind of regal eclipse, would probably target Bright Snow White very hard. And so her kind of endless hold ground plus cycle might not be as reliable anymore. Well, it's already abusable, I guess, during sleep or stuff like that. But I think generally, Bright Snow White still a very good and versatile unit, and technically, I guess, the best blood unit in the game right now. Well, let's see where King Arthur goes in the end. But moving on to number 9, any picks for that from you guys? Last time we had Bright Astrid, I think I said earlier.
Nobu.
Oh, Nobunaga from IC, okay. Bright Astrid,
But
guess from
I gotta
Unknown
stick
Nerd.
with my previous, I gotta stick with what I voted
Oh,
for
yeah.
before.
True, you did say Nobu would get the top 10 spot, and Rain is also going with Nobunaga at 9. What about you, Archie?
I'm going with Commander Astrid.
Commander Astrid. Okay, so we have
Yeah, she was. Yeah, she was at number 8 last time, so it wouldn't be that big of a fall.
true. Yeah, that could happen. But if you say Commander Astrid, do you think Bright Astrid overtook her or fell out of the top 10?
I have her as falling out.
Okay, I see. I see. Bright Astrid, Nobunaga guess, and Commander Astrid guess, all fire unit picks. Oh, and Rain is also going with Commander Astrid now. But I
Yes,
will
Rain can
say,
make wrong bets with me.
say that again, sorry.
I said Rain can make wrong bets with me.
um, actually, it is not a fire unit, so maybe you guys want to guess again.
Water Alice.
Okay,
Yeah,
I see
same.
going
What
with Water
Alice?
Alice. Wow, okay, a lot of unity here.
It has
Unknown
to be
Nerd,
What
maybe
Alice.
also. Actually, no, it has to be Water Alice. Okay, maybe Unknown Nerd
Or
still has a guess. I
could
see,
it be
yeah.
could it be I'm thinking between Water Alice or Bride Ludmilla.
Ooh, Bright Ludmilla. Okay, interesting. I mean, Bright Ludmilla was what, 6, I think, last time. Okay, Rain also throwing Lance in the possibilities. Well, that's also fair. Lancelot was number 7 last time, and Lancelot was also, I think, the most picked in the bets as to who will lose true power. But yeah, okay, generally we have a few bets with Lance and Water Alice basically, and Bright Ludmilla. And one of these is actually correct, so I can reveal the number 9, and it is an interesting unit. It is the number 10 in, oh, it's actually only the number 12 in the best region, but because she's such a new unit, she still makes it to number 9, and it is Water Alice, as all of you pretty much said. Water Alice at number 9, which is a strong start for her. 37% usage after just a few weeks, and yeah, 5.6 million powers straight away. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, she's a
I
good
had no
unit.
luck.
I
I
had
need my
skipped her.
coffee. I need
Sorry.
Morphe.
Oh, Morphe. Yeah, Morphe is a selling point for sure. Although the setup still seems a bit wonky to me. Honestly, I'm surprised to see her that high up. I wouldn't have thought she would go top 10, but honestly, I mean, with the kind of pushback factor against possible burn platoons, it is a good setup, I guess.
Well, when you see her sleep all the burn units,
Right.
that's when you're like, yeah.
True. Especially because Nobunaga is pretty much the only one, well, I guess also Bright Astrid, who can kind of purify that sleep. But if they are asleep, nothing will happen. And yeah, Rain is saying best burn counter so far. That's a valid point, and I think that is why she is basically number 9. Archie, what were you were you about to say earlier?
I was gonna say I skipped her, but I'm actually starting to regret it because of what she does to my teams.
Ooh, yeah, I can see that. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not. I don't know. I'm not regretting. I also skipped her, but I mean, I'm skipping most units, anyways. But Water Alice, I think, yeah, she deserves the number 9 spot, but I don't know. I'm a bit like worried sometimes about her AI stuff and her dying, basically being unrevivable when Morphe, even if Morphe is around. But yeah, some oddities about her skill set and the way she also cannot be played, I guess, with someone like King Arthur now. Yeah, let's see where she
No,
goes.
and one of the stupidest moves is when she summons
Yeah.
Morphe on a immovable unit.
Yes, and someone like King Arthur is immovable, so I think I already heard complaints about her doing that. But yeah, also Cinderella and stuff like that. Really, really weird pick. And then I think then it gets really dangerous because if she gets put to hold ground and then loses the hold ground plus status and can be defeated without Morphe actually entering the field or entering after she's defeated, then Morphe cannot really do anything. He's just gonna do the force field, and then yeah, well, Water Alice is still gonna be dead. So yeah, and also Water Alice, I guess, also a good target for the Regal Eclipse from King Arthur if he actually takes off. All right, but enough about Water Alice. Let's move on to the number 8. What could be who could be number 8?
Lancelot.
Okay, Lancelot. So one rank down, that would be. Rain is going with Commander Astrid, who was number 8 last time, so that would be same position for her. Unknown Nerd also
Yeah,
going
that would
with
be my bet as well.
Commander Astrid. Archie also Commander Astrid?
Right, come on, Astrid.
Okay, okay. So in regards to Lancelot, would you then think she dropped out of the top 10 or did she stay or rise? Okay, Unknown Nerd is saying gained power, and Rain is saying
Oh,
actually
I believe she's
might be
out.
out of. Okay, and Archie also saying she's out. Okay, interesting, interesting.
Yeah,
Well,
I've heard a lot of power creep complaints.
true, and I mean, I said it before. She is the main subject of bets in terms of losing power. So would be interesting. I guess it is important to specify at this point that we are talking about the original Lancelot because Bright Lancelot is also someone in the race now, also of the Storm element, but in my opinion, better than original Lancelot and more useful at this point. Not sure if you guys think similarly, but I'm gonna prepare the reveal because the correct answer was already mentioned. So it is either Lancelot or Commander Astrid going for that number 8 spot. And in this case, IC was the odd one out, but with the correct bet, very good, Lancelot
Yay.
at number 8. at 5.7 million power, and she did lose over 600,000 of true power, and still holding on to the top 10 spot though, which I think is impressive enough. But yeah, I mean, for example, you can see in Japan, she's already down to number 13, while in the rest of the regions, she's still holding on to the top 7. And 80% usage still, so nobody's really saying, okay, she's too bad for my 20 best units. So yeah, that's why Lancelot is still at number 8. Although I do agree with Rain that she begins to often not do all that much, especially with all the stun immunities around right now. It's getting really hard for her, and at the same time, hold ground plus picking up, which makes her deadly momentum less deadly, I guess. But yeah, good pick from IC.
Yeah.
RG, any thoughts?
Okay. I mean, yeah, I can start to see it now, especially the fact that she doesn't have endure until she gets a kill from one of her moves.
That's really
It's easy to
rough.
one-shot her. So,
Yeah, true. Especially with her speed, it would be really nice if she at least couldn't be one hit straight away. So yeah, that kind of endure straight from the start, like for example, Sleeping Beauty has, that would really help her, I guess. But in any case, we move on to the number 7, who obviously will no longer be Lancelot. Who could it be then? What are your picks?
Blood.
Right, Ludmilla?
hmm.
Rain going with
I'll say Astrid again.
Castrid, Archie agreeing. Let's see what unknown nerd picks. Possibly that I see is the odd one out again. Oh, Nobunaga. Okay. So still the hope for Nobunaga. Let's see. I mean, Nobunaga, of course, a very strong unit. What is great about Nobunaga is that in comparison to someone like Commander Astrid, she can be used in other teams as well. And also with someone like Bright Lancelot, the new guard, which doesn't work with burn units. Probably the biggest drawback in terms of how Bright Lancelot will do in the rankings is that she really has to be kept away from burn units, which Nobu doesn't really count as a burn unit, at least as a burn blast or burn drive unit. Okay, Rain is saying Nobu just outside of the top 10, and no, unknown nerd. We didn't see Nobu yet, so it might be still number 7. Just guessing here. A lot of Nobu and Arthur plots right now. Yeah, I can see that, Rain. But keep in mind that this was not. This was collected before King Arthur came out. So King Arthur, if she is helping Nobunaga, this is not reflected in the data just yet. And similar thing is true maybe with someone like Bright Lancelot, who can also benefit from being played with Nobunaga, I suppose. But we already got the correct bet, and this time it is the majority that is correct, and it is Commander Astrid at number 7, up 1 rank and actually gaining true power. So impressive enough, I would say. 68% usage. I see, surprised.
No, I'm glad I didn't bet on her.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I like seeing that. I mean, she is still, like, based on her usage, that is still quite low considering she's number 7, but her impact apparently is quite big if she is being played, or she is being played by players who perform above what their fellowships might suggest and stuff like that. So yeah, Commander Astrid still going
Me,
strong.
me.
What are you saying?
I have her in my team, so she better go
Oh,
up.
nice. Yeah. I mean, Commander Astrid really great unit. I mean, if I was running any burn at all, I would have gotten her myself. But yeah, I just have to wait until the burn drive is over again, I guess. Well, luckily it never really arrived all that much in the Americas, as we can see here as well. Number 10 in the Americas in terms of regions. She is really only high in Japan and in Europe. Although I think in Japan she dropped a bit, and in the other regions she gained a little bit compared to last time, and that is why she is actually one rank up, and she is actually quite close to the next number, that is number 6, who Commander Astrid nearly also overtook, possibly. Who could that be? Who could be number 6? Rain is already saying Bright Ludmilla.
Yeah, I'm guessing Bradley Miller as well.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with Bride. Poor Nobu didn't make top 10.
Yeah, it looks less and less promising, especially, I mean, someone probably would have to drop for Nobu to join at this point, and the question is
It's
who
not
would
very
it be?
likely.
Yeah, it looks like the remaining units might still be ahead. Unknown Nerd, do you also have a pick? Otherwise, I'm gonna reveal it in a few seconds. Okay, Unknown Nerd also going with Bright Miller. There's absolute unison in the picks this time, and yeah, I would say deservedly so, because it is actually Bright Ludmilla, and that is the wrong picture actually. um,
Take
so
that
you're not
back.
getting
Take that
confused.
back.
It's not Bright Astrid on number 6. Wait, I'll actually take that back. Let me delete that. Okay, you all gotta act now like you're surprised. No, just kidding. I'm not gonna cut that out.
At least it's a
Um,
Bride.
it is a bride. That was why it's so confusing. Like I only see the small thumbnails here, and
And
yeah,
they're
that's
both
why
guards. They're
Bride
both
Astrid.
guards.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we have Bride Ludmilla at number 6, and she lost some power, although it wasn't all that much. It was just around 100k. That's really not that much. A lot of people bet on her losing power, but it is actually a bet that will not return a high return, just 4%, because so many put their bets on her, and she actually only lost very little power. So quite a good performance again from Bright Miller. She's continuing to just stay um, stay there, even with someone like Cinderella, who is a pretty hard counter for her. Or, I mean, Storm at least was pushed back quite a lot, so that definitely doesn't hurt her. While her strongness, I guess, against burn units would help her. But yeah, I mean, she's top 6 in all of the regions, so 99% usage, nearly 800 days after her release. Um, yeah, those are quite impressive stats. I mean, she has been out for over 2 years at this point, and yeah, with her heal and armor entry, and then the Shield of Eldine that can be used twice or even more if she's sent back to reinforcements, for example, by Storm Michaela. Still a very nice guard to play with. And then we move on to number 5, and now it might get a bit less clear, but let's see. Who are your picks for number 5?
Sleeping Beauty.
Storm Jean.
Wow, okay.
Oh,
Archie with Sleeping Beauty, and I see with Storm Jean. Storm Jean previously on number 2, so that would be a heavy drop here from Storm Jean, but who knows? Unknown Earth also going with Sleeping Beauty. Let's see what Rain picks. Will we have a 50-50? No, he's actually going with, what is it? Clarice and Ludmilla, or Ludmilla and Clarice, Claude, who previously were on number 4. Okay, interesting. So we have Ludmilla and Clarice, Sleeping Beauty, and Storm Jean. That's a wide range of picks, one earth unit, one water unit, one storm unit, all kind of in a cycle with each other. But yeah, one of the picks was actually already correct. And I'm interested to hear the reasonings behind the picks. Anyways, Rain, do you think, or Rain, maybe you can elaborate on why you think Ludmilla and Clarice fell? And maybe I see you can tell us why Storm Jeanne falls from 2 to 5.
I rank Ludmilla and Sleeping Beauty higher because they're in my plat
Hmm.
one.
Oh, yeah.
Well, actually, they're both in my plat. All three are in my plat one, but
Wait, all
I rank the
three?
other two higher.
Oh, Sleep,
Yes,
so Storm Jeanne is also still number 1, Plat 1. Got it.
yes.
Ah, okay. So Rain is already saying, okay, the burn nerf, which we did see. I mean, Commander Astrid did rise a little bit, but we did see Nobunaga, for example, the new Honnoji, the new unit being ranked 28. So yeah, that's a fair point. Sleeping Beauty could benefit from that. And Storm Jeanne, I mean, yeah, she has been having a rougher and rougher time, although her utility utility is still there absolutely with someone like Storm Michaela. Um, Now talking about all these different units, I really need to make sure that I pick the right picture this time. And after these discussions, at the end of the day, number 5 is in this case still the majority pick, and it is Sleeping Beauty, who stays at number 5 and loses 500,000 of true power, which I find interesting to say the least. It's I'm not entirely sure why that is. I feel like she was moved back further. I mean, she has 81% usage, but it is becoming more rare to see her in the front platoons, especially even Water Alice or someone is just an easier pick to put into the front, and then maybe Sleeping Beauty comes later when hopefully no burn is around anywhere. So Sleeping Beauty continues to be pushed down by burn, interestingly, even though burn is not having the easiest of times right now. So very curious to see how that goes next. But yeah, Archie, do you have any thoughts after picking Sleeping Beauty for number 5 correctly? What is your reasoning behind it? Archie? Okay, maybe we lost Archie for a bit. Let's move on. Maybe he will be back in just a second, but let's look forward to number 4 of this month's SSR World Rankings. There is fewer and fewer choices, I suppose, except if you are expecting another newcomer into the top 10. Who would you
Like
pick?
Anya.
Light
Well, not a
Anya.
newcomer.
Wait, say it again.
I put like Anya number 4 because I want let Clarice to go higher.
Yeah, I can see that. Rain is going with La Clarice, basically staying at number 4. Unknown Nerd also going with Clarice and Ludmilla. And I don't think we have Archie back yet. So we do have 3 picks, basically. Clarice, Ludmilla and Clarice, I think is the official name. And Light Anya. What happened to your Storm Jeanne pick, by the way? I see.
I'm just, I don't know.
Just winging it. Well, fair enough.
I'm winging it at this point because I use all of them. I'm like, I have no priority over.
Well, but that's why you're performing so well in Arena lately, I guess, using
Yeah.
all these absolute top units. And one of them is actually number 4, of course, and this unit is actually number 2 in Japan, which is really strong, and she is also gaining true power. It is Ludmilla&Clarice with a true power gain and just under 8 million true power.
She should go higher.
Yeah, I
She
agree.
actually could have broken it.
I mean, honestly, I think if like it would be a pretty easy choice if I have to choose between Light Anya, for example, and Ludmilla and Clarice at this point. I would pick Ludmilla and Clarice, maybe even over Storm Jeanne. Unknown Nerd already saying next time she will be top 3. Could very well be. I mean, honestly, really great unit. Just with the kind of mechanic, with the evasive stance, really great to have her behind guards and becoming a guard herself whenever she kills. And when she gets a kill, then she really unlocks that kind of hardcore savage skill set. Besides the deadly guardian that she has, not that good against non-burn teams. Yeah, well, I think her main weakness is kind of stun, which has been doing not great. But yeah, if she gets stun locked or something, then it's not ideal for her. But I do think she can do well against other types. Not stun, but pretty much all other teams can benefit from. She can do well against, I guess, Ludmilla and Clarice. Sleeping Beauty, Storm Relosha, and Storm Jeanne can counter her. Yeah, I mean, Storm Jeanne countering her, yeah, I guess, with the kind of time drain rate from Storm Michaela. Sleeping Beauty counters pretty much all non-burn units, so that's not really an exclusive for Ludmilla and Clarice. But yeah, so the new Giga Relosha, of course, also interesting. Where's Giga Relosha actually? Maybe I'll reveal that later. But for now, let's move on to the top 3. And I think we have Archie back again. Archie?
Yes, I'm back. I'm back.
Awesome. Just in time for the guesses for number 3.
I'll just like Anya.
Light Anya.
Light
Yeah,
Anya.
she's very stable.
Hmm. And Drain going against the grain and saying Storm Jeanne. Okay. Let's see if we have a split here. An even split, depending on what Unknown Nerd is gonna pick. Light Anya from Unknown Nerd as well. So majority going with Light Anya here. Storm Jeanne pick from Rain. I guess nobody is really considering Cinderella at this point dropping. Or are any of you?
No.
Yeah, no. Like last time, she beat the second unit by over 1 million power. Even if she lost, she'd still be number 1.
True, she did have a huge advantage over the number 2. So that is a fair point. Now going back to number 3. Number 3 did actually lose some true power. It wasn't a huge amount, and she's still top 5 in all of the regions, but nevertheless, number 3, 95% usage. It is Light Anya. So the correct guess from the majority here. Well, yeah, she's just a really stable guard. I don't know if there's much to say about it. Well, actually, maybe interesting will be to see if someone like King Arthur, if King Arthur will be entering the meta, then Light Anya might suffer because she's basically being directly and by the element countered by King Arthur, and so that might push her back, for example, into the later platoons if King Arthur takes hold of a lot of platoon ones, then Light Anya might be suffering. But then again, Light Anya isn't alone in that. The other new guard from this year, Bright Lancelot, would also suffer against King Arthur. So
I
All right.
actually made the argument that like Anya will not suffer from King Arthur.
Really? How so?
Yeah. Well, first of all, she enters with her endure. So King
Yes.
Arthur would need to poison her on the first move and also one-shot her to be able to kill her. And if she doesn't, then she keeps getting that endure. And in order to use the eclipse on her, they need to kill 3 units before then, which would
True.
be difficult while Light Anya is still on the field.
That is true. I'm
So I
not
don't
quite.
really think King Arthur would bring her down by a lot.
Well, I mean, I think any endure unit would be a bit struggling with the fast kind of super poisoning from King Arthur. But yeah, if King Arthur isn't set up correctly, I guess the speed gap between Light Anya and King Arthur isn't big enough for King Arthur to get 2 turns, right? I never saw it on the battlefield
I
yet.
don't think so. Yeah.
Well then, yeah, it's tough, but it's still like if Light Anya gets poisoned and King Arthur gets a turn and can use the Regal Fangsbane, then I think that's already a game over for Light Anya.
Yeah,
So
no.
basically, just one strong attack might be the end of her if she is actually poisoned. And even if she's not poisoned, I feel like if she's at a moment where she doesn't have her endure unlocked, then even the kind of instant regal what was its name? Comet?
Comet flare.
Comet Flare, yeah. Um like the 750% damage from King Arthur, then the elemental advantage, all of that might be enough to one-shot her, except if she doesn't have the endure active, of course, as you said, Archie. Well, let's see if how Light Anya will move into the next edition, but right now really stable. 70k loss in true power is really nothing to talk much about. So I think we can move on to number 2. What are your picks for that?
Storm Jean.
Storm Jean.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I can't see another
kind of
unit being
limited at this
viable.
point, you know.
What did you say, Archie?
Yeah, I can't see any other unit being viable this high up.
Yeah, I guess that is fair. I mean, Rain, what are your thoughts? Any pick going against the grain? It is quite crazy how far ahead smug face. How far ahead Cinderella was last edition. So she really would have to have a big drop. Though I did see some of in the run up of the betting event some arguing that Cinderella often lost her place in the top platoons or something like that. Um, there would still probably need to happen a lot. I mean, she did have her first banner at this point, so she loses the first banner bonus, but maybe she was picked up enough for to make up for that. In any case, we are talking already about Cinderella, but Cinderella is not going to be number 2. It is actually Storm Jean, to a lot of surprise. She's still top 3 in all regions, 99% usage, lost, well, a good amount of power, I would say, 240,000, but nothing spectacular. Still well above 8 million true power, even though she's pretty much exclusively used in the second platoons of players, I think, at this point. Very rarely do I see her in a first platoon, but yes, I see. I mean, she's also in my first platoon, but I we don't have as many units to pick from as some of these some of
Yes,
these
that's
players in
true.
the rankings.
Yeah.
But yeah, still very good performance of Storm Jean. Still going strong after 240 days. She's holding up much better than, for example, her Storm counterpart Lancelot, who was released just a few weeks before her, or Storm Ludmilla, who was released in the same week. Um, so yeah, that leaves us with number 1. Any picks? Who
Where's the guy
risks?
who keeps saying Vesh?
Nagi, man, it's gotta be Nagi.
Nagi and Wedge, the um, classic off-banner units that are still going strong. Oh, we have Light Nagi. Rain is already with some inside knowledge from the ranking in September. Light Nagi, of course, the release this Friday.
No, there should be a dark Nagi, the pervert frog.
Oh yeah, that's true. We do need a dark unit. I mean, we have enough strong light units, I think. So a dark Nagi would make a lot more sense, I guess. Maybe someone who can support King Arthur and perf on King Arthur, I guess. 71% usage. Um, if we see on this next unit, and now I actually used the right picture here. We have the new number 11, Bright Astrid, who fell
Beats
out.
me every single time.
Yay! I bet correctly.
Yeah, she lost actually the most out of the entire top 10 with over
But probably a lot of
800,000
people bet on her.
power. Yeah, there was a good amount of people betting on her, but still she had a good return because it was by far not as many as Lancelot. And actually, if you bet on Bright Astrid, you gained 38% on your bet. So that is still a very decent bet. That makes it actually the third best unit that you could have picked in this betting round. But yeah, she is down to number 11 again. I feel like Bright Astrid was number 11 for like I don't know, at
Several
least five
times.
editions at this time. Yeah, she was all so often like at number 11. Only the release of Commander Astrid basically brought her back into the top 10. But now I think she is um, suffering a lot, for example, by Water Alice and Ludmilla&Clarice, who are both really strong counters to her skill set. But all that being said, let's not take away too much time from the actual number one and not the number one. And that is, as you already knew, the Wesh fusion into one unit. And that is Cinderella at number one. And she's ranked number one in Japan, in rest of Asia, in Europe, in Americas. In every single region, she is now number one with 96% usage and 9.8 million power. She still lost a little bit of power, 100,000 true power down. So that is why Cinderella was actually a pretty good bet, a pretty good pick for those who picked her. I don't know if a lot of people picked her. I think only two. Oh
Yeah,
no,
she was one of
three.
my
Archie.
bets.
Archie, good pick. Very
Yeah,
good. And actually, there's another reason why I need to shout out Archie because he's the only one who got a bonus question right. Some of you were really, really close with that, but only Archie got it right, and he picked Water Alice for number 9, and that is what happened. So Archie, really great round from you.
yeah,
Um, and also picking Cinderella to lose some power, even though, as you can see on the screen, number one in every single region. That is really impressive stuff, especially because there was a bit of um, talk in the chat about Cinderella already using some of her usefulness. I think this is really too early to call, even though we do see some possible counters coming out. And I mean, she has the weakness against Sleeping Beauty, etc., etc. But yeah, Cinderella, I think right now is without alternative, really clearly the number one, which doesn't mean she is the best unit in every situation, but just the best unit that can be universally applied. And I think someone like King Arthur will not change that necessarily because it is really easy for Cinderella to get kills and be immune to that kind of regal eclipse. And then the only advantage that King Arthur has against Cinderella is, well, the only, it sounds a bit little, but King Arthur has the elemental advantage, of course, attacking her. Well, so does Cinderella against King Arthur. But Cinderella, of course, at some point might only have the endure, and then the super poison might finish her off. All right, that is number one. Cinderella, not a big surprise there, I suppose. We are 15 minutes past midnight, so let's quickly go through the very best betters of this round, and then the new standings for the bets before we um, wrap up this round. So we have at number 7 for this round's performance 10-10-2, who is a rising star in this betting game, I would say. Now actually at number 10 overall, so great performance by 10-10-2. Then we also have LOL is real at number 6 for this round's performance. We do see Etonix at number 5 this round, very good picks. Also another fellow YouTuber. And then we have T-shirt at number 4. We have Syscon Delta, someone from Reddit, who is actually number 3 this round with an all-in bet on Bright Astrid. Then we have number 2, and that is Def Special 1738 with a gain of 42%. And then we have at number 1, Archie with 66% gain this time. Congratulations. Very well done. I'm not sure. Did we lose Archie again? Oh, he's lost his voice considering that he's had such an incredible performance. Well, the bonus points really help from the bonus questions, but of course the Cinderella pick also very good for Archie. What were you saying? I see.
Oh no, I was just clapping.
I got it. Archie, you back? I think Archie might
I'm
have
back.
some
Yeah,
Wi-Fi.
there's a thunderstorm, so the electricity is behaving weirdly right now.
Oof. Well, I hope that gets better again. You did miss maybe some of my praises just now. So,
Yeah, I probably did.
but yeah, you did perform the best this round. But now looking at the overall performance, because Archie was kind of starting from not the highest position, let's put it like that. But now he's obviously starting to catch up. We have number 7 overall, Shadows, and number 6 is now LOL is real. Number 5 is Novus. And number 4 is actually Earth Buddy. And then at number 3, back in the top 3, is our IC. Congratulations, IC.
Oh, I didn't beat 10.
Yeah, Thanatos is actually number 2 now, after being overtaken by none other than T-shirt, who is number 1 after his great performance this round. I mean, T-shirt did have a few interesting picks, like Light Snow White, like Sleeping Beauty, and that is why he is able to rise to the number 1 ahead of Thanatos and IC, just in the places. But just an interesting detail, I see you're 3 points ahead of Earth Buddy. Very, very close. And before Novus placed his bets, you were actually 4 points behind him. So that was a real
So
game changer. But yeah, all right. I think that's all for now. We did do it in a smaller round this time. I did have the announcement relatively late because I wasn't sure when I can make it. But considering that this week might get busy at work again, I thought, okay, we really need to have it sooner rather than later at this point, because August is already coming to an end. It's already the 28th August here where I'm at, just past midnight. So yeah, this was really necessary to get this out, so it's still somewhat relevant with King Arthur already being out for nearly 2 weeks at this point. So yeah, good. But thanks for joining you all. Lancelot as a quiet observer, and of course Rain and Unknown Nerd in the chat, and now Archie and IC as the ones voicing some opinions, thankfully. And yeah, thanks for joining tonight.
Yeah, it was nice.
Awesome.
All right. See you.
Have a good evening, guys. Bye bye.
Bye.